Just realized I've been muted this whole time. Welcome to streaming. All right. Coffee's getting a little cold. I had this one yesterday. Okay, so I'm not muted at all anymore. So there's that. Okay, let's just see what the last edits would look like. Not so much. Let's tweak it. Well, it's fire, so I'm getting a little bit more brightness. Contrast 2 should bring out some of the flames. Increase the heat there. I might need to find a new station. Yeah. Try this one. So far, not too bad. Not too bad. Ambient. On the extreme scale, nope. Up saturation though. We are going to linear blur on this one. Hit that, so I can make that bigger. See what this looks like. Dig it. Play with some curves. I don't want him to be a little brighter. Fire, I want it to be an intense. I'm gonna go through some coffee this morning, I have a feeling. Make him just a smidge brighter. Increase his saturation. Cool. I like it. Had some other really good shots of him. Some didn't really come out the way I wanted them though, because the screen was changing. Might be able to apply. Yeah. No, I can't because I did selective. Do this over again. Contrast there. Fire really light up. And I think there might still be some stars in the sky from when I was... the sun was literally coming up, so I'm going to see if anything can bring that out. Doesn't look like it. Here. Out. Up the blur strength a bit. Increase the transition. Turn off the vignetting. Brighten this area up. And darken this area over here. Too big. And that's too extreme. We'll just cancel out of that. Keep it. This sounds a little porny. Yeah, we're gonna shift off that. Going on in the background, who knows? Let's see. We're gonna hard desaturate on this one. But we're gonna up the warmth a bit. And the brightness. Okay, so tonal contrast up. Go all the way up with this. Make it pop. Give it that real texture. Amazing the difference. What else can we do? Would this benefit from any, Here, let me take this far right side, darken it up. Because that's not the part we care about. You have to draw people's eye where you want it, which is going to be more on this side. Come on, give me another spot. There we are. Cool. I mean, just that changes the dynamic of the photo already. Pop it just a little bit more. Ooh, that coffee is strong today. Everybody's having a good Sunday. I'm excited to have a quiet day to do this. It's been a long week. It's been a long year so far, to be honest. Wish it was a little less centered up. I'm not ready for that one yet. Going in there to do this, and it's not. All right. How am I feeling about this? All right, we're gonna find some new music. If you get enough people, maybe I'll open up song requests. I think technically they're open. They're just not running. What do we want? Acoustic pop? No. Zen out jazz, maybe. Chill indie beats? What do we want? Not feeling this. Concrete cool down, what the heck? I don't even know what this is. Some chill wave. What that's all about. Wow, that's far out. Like 80s. Let's get forward a little, see if we're gonna like it. Sure. Sounds like something you'd play on a during transitions on a vlog. Kind of like the deeper blue there. And I am out of coffee, so I might be making a trip upstairs here soon. Yeah, I think I'm... What do I feel about this? So this is how it was. Accentuated that. I'm gonna do a little something to the plane here. Make the plane pop a little more. Just so you can see what that looked like. That draws your eye over to it. And on to the next one. Still not sure about the music. Feels more off-center than I'd like it to be. We'll see what we come up with. I am selecting things. There we go. Definitely need some more saturation with this foliage around. I haven't had to do any custom depth of field by drawing it in yet. How we like that? Makes a heck of a difference. Take all these up to 50. Ish. I like it. All right. But overall composition isn't something I'm feeling. Because it's got such a hard vanishing point, I kind of want that more in the center, but let's see what we can do with cropping. Don't normally do that. Just got the follow sound. but I don't see the alert. It might be delayed. So if you did give a follow and it's not showing me your name, I apologize, but thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm liking it better because of the point of the vanishing point. See if we can up the structure a bit, as well as sharpen it up. Zetarol? Is that how you say that? Yeah, bummer, man. I had that I had the alert box down behind what I'm doing. But it didn't pop up in the chat either. So weird. Either way, welcome. Welcome. How's your day going? Do we want to brighten that up here? Just a smidge. And I don't like that. I'm not digging it. All right, do some curves. Manually adjust it. Oh, really? Now keep in mind these are it's virtual photography, so it's pictures I'm taking inside of a game. And games nowadays are rivaling real life as far as fidelity. You get some really amazing. It's Easter. It's okay because it's Easter. What? Easter for me was last week, 2 weeks ago. Last week? Unless I went back in time, you just made me think about that for a second. Yeah, as far as virtual photography, you can go so many places, and these game worlds are so amazing now. I love it. I'll often stop in the middle of even like action that's happening and compose a scene. I think I'll leave this. Let's see what it looks like black and white. Let's just desaturate it real quick and just see. And we would need a lot more contrast on this though. No, I don't like it. All right, so I'm just gonna keep it as is. Not my favorite shot, but I like where it came from and where it ended up. Did have some decent ones earlier. I really wish it would have been nighttime when this guy. Here, check this out. Had a great shot with this dude, but the positioning of the light behind him, this red light, totally messed up the shot. This guy flicking everybody off and shooting his flamethrower, which is cool because you can actually see the fuel. It's pretty cool, and I don't think there's a way to salvage that. That green line is a laser from someone's rifle. Oh well. Let's see what we can pull out. So I had these people dancing, and I thought in a game world where everybody's trying to kill each other. Oh, what? Hello from America. How are things in Romania right now? We're Orthodox, not Catholic. Yeah, the like I said, the fidelity of the games. There's stuff and there's things you can't even pick up on until you start upping like tonal contrast and whatnot. Like you can vaguely see the patterning and texture in their genes, but it'll become even more apparent as you crank some of the settings up. And it gains a lot more texture. Here, I'll show you what I mean. So like right now, even just a little bit of adjustment, you can really see that. Love it. Except for the corruption, it's pretty okay. I think you get that everywhere. I mean, it's on varying scales, and some countries hide it a little better than others, but it's corrupt just about everywhere nowadays. You know, not getting too political with it though. Yeah, not feeling that song either. I'm really struggling to find music I want to listen to today. You know what? Try that. Keep the shadows up. There you go. Now, I was kind of taking a little bit of a gamble on this shot anyway. I wonder what desaturating this one. No, not quite. Yeah, I typically have a rule: no politics, but lightly touching on how things are in a country, and you know, it's a potentially dangerous topic, but at the same time, you know, expanding your knowledge of what it's like in other countries is kind of cool, as long as it's kept fresh. Not really feeling that song either. But I also use Sweet FX, which is a pretty handy tool for applying different like filters, kind of. What would be a good example here? Like there are things you can do. Let's see, where's a good example? Like you see how this one kind of looks like it's got the lines of a CRT. It's even got the curves there. That is one of the effects, and you can customize that on how pixelated it gets and whatnot. So I wanted to make it look like I was a security camera picking up what was going on. Let's see. Yeah, you can change all types of stuff. Like the blues were not this intense in the game, but because I had a free camera, I can get shots that I couldn't get otherwise, which really, that's what I want to do. Like even in, I think Left 4 Dead 2, I took a handful that I tried to get angles in the game that you can't normally get, like overhead shots, like that. I really enjoy that because there's seeing it, you always see it from the first person perspective, but to see it from like a top down view kind of gives you a better scope on what's going on in the environment on a game. Yeah, see, I had another one that I like, the SOS at the beginning of the No Mercy level. You see, you know that the stuff on the right hand side is all there, and it's rendered and everything's happening, but to get the overhead view, I really enjoyed that. Anyway, so those are some resources for you, and there are different groups that you can take a look at some of their things. Let's see, and some users that kind of inspired me. One of these guys would be, let's see, it's K-Putt. This guy is amazing. His photography is just completely on point. Be a good example of his stuff. Like, yeah, you name it, really. He's been doing it for a long time, though. But even like this, probably not the best example, but there's a lot out there. So I would say explore Flickr, and there's a lot of groups and whatnot that you can get into, and just watch and look. And there's a Discord group that I just joined called the Society of Virtual Photography. Yeah, a lot of cool people there with a lot of critiquing and guidance if you need some help. But anyway, there you go. There's some resources for you. Be careful though, because some of these tools that you use can get you banned from a game. Like the Division will get you kicked if you use that cinematic tool thing. But back to this here. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, because there's so much texture in this one, tonal contrast will really kick it up. I'm gonna see if how much I can make that pop for her. And then I will vignette out the stuff on the left a little bit. It's too much. Maybe I can shrink it. I get the inner brightness going too. What do you think? I think it's too dark. That's doable. So Zeph, you were saying there's really not any photography tools in Dark Souls? That's a bummer. Because I bet you... Yeah, that game's got some amazing visuals, doesn't it? See if we can get a linear blur going on where it just isolates her a bit. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so where it started and where it's at. A little more dynamic. if I could, I would make it just seriously. Let me add a little brightness to her patches, because that's where I want the eye to go. And a bit more saturation for that. Yeah, there we go. It's amazing what editing can do for even an in-game photography. But yeah, man, it's a bummer. Hellblade had a good one. It was built in. I did some in the Division. Let me pull that one up real quick. I can find it. There it is. Here. So at first I was just cropping the hell out of it to get a decent view and get angles, because the world is so dense and there's so much going on, but I could never really get myself out of the picture, which drove me nuts. So I'm always like off on the corner, and the pictures are nowhere near like full res, which again drove me nuts. But then I found a way to get, because the game engine on its whole has hooks and tie-ins to Ansel NVIDIA Freestyle is what it's called. So while I'm not using a hack, I'm grabbing into hooks that are already there in the game engine. So eventually I was able to pan my camera away from my character and look behind me. So like this one I shouldn't even have in there because I've got a little HUD element. So I will actually delete that. Delete. Could have edited to get that out of there. So this is all still the crop stuff, but the detail in that game was immense as well. So this, for example, is what I started to use the freestyle, where I can actually play with depth of field and all that kind of stuff too. So I was able to get lower down and field of view in to get the shot, which makes a big difference when your character's not in it. But there's so much going on in this game. I actually posted that one to Instagram the other day. Yesterday. But yeah, so like the depth of field that you can get using that tool is really nice. But if I want to do depth of field in like Far Cry 5, I have to manually go in afterwards and like draw out what I don't want to have focus. Kind of annoying. Yeah, but when you give people tools to take pictures, you can get some cool shots. Some are better than others. But hey, this is pretty early on into when I was doing it. I've been doing it a little bit more over the last, say, 6 months or so. Just recently started sharing it with Stream. What else do we have? Let's try this one. And in a little bit, what I can do is flip over to actually playing Far Cry 5 and stopping to take some photography from time to time. Zetaroll, it helps too. If you've got a camera phone, just in real life, doing a lot of the more photographs you take, the better your eye is going to get at just scene composition anywhere you can. Like I did a photo of the day challenge in 2017, and you look at the pictures from the beginning of that year to the end of the year, you can see how much better I got over even just a year of doing it. It made a big difference. Highly recommend that. I think I'm going to be able to do something pretty dynamic with this bridge. I'm going to make everything blurry off to the side of it. Make that linear blur. Draw it in. And this would have been a cool one if I had field of view that I could have adjusted. I guess I could have done that in the menu of the game. But I could have drawn this bridge out to make it look like super long. That would have been pretty cool. See what we can pull off there. Get a little wider. A little more straight up and down if I can. Not sure how I feel about it, but we'll see. We will vignette this as well so that blur won't be as dramatic in your face. There are a lot of amazing people to follow that will help get inspiration and just little tips. Like there's a guy that was doing a lot of vlogging on YouTube that I watched a lot, but he takes amazing photographs. His name is Ben Brown. And his advice was to get where he was, basically it's just thousands upon thousands upon thousands of photographs. It's just training your eye. And then as you do it, you also get accustomed to, you know, what does f-stop mean? What is, you know, aperture and ISO? And you start just learning techniques that you can start carrying over. And a lot of what I learned for real life photography translates completely into virtual photography. That's where we're at, and this is where we started. I'll go ahead and export that. Oh, you know him? Cool. He was, for a while, he was dating a girl named Nicole Eddy, who also does some really cool vlogs and in-game photography, or not in-game, but just photography. Some really inspirational stuff there. This is too bright for me. Contrast could be cool. That might actually be enough contrast total in this that I could go black and white. Maybe. Pick the contrast up further. Too much. I don't think I like it. Not feeling that. Start over. There's a lot of times I'll get into halfway into editing something and I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. And you're just done. Warhammer Vermintide 2 is another that I really want them to put something in there for photographs. Very pretty engine. Like, I think this one might be salvageable as a shot. Like this big, I don't know if you can see it, but the big wire running on the left-hand upper side is very distracting to me. And I don't think I can edit that out. So I might have to blur it out and see what we can get from there. See if we can pull something out with that. Make this E the focal point, but that's still not really going to work too well. because it's an artificial blur and it's annoying at times. I think that could work. Vignette up a little bit. I would much rather have a more functional one. Depth of field, that is. It can, because that's when you're taking photographs in real life, that's something that can really make photos pop. Thanks, Zeph. Yard work sucks. Well, have fun. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Darken this area a bit. Darken. And I'm also going to darken the area on the left a little more than the rest. See, there you go. Where we started and where we are, I like that a little bit better. It's not my favorite shot. I may not even post it. Who knows? Had a shot of one looks the best. Nope, her eyes are half closed. Even artificial people blink when you're trying to take pictures. Zaderol, are you familiar with the rule of thirds on photography? That changes composition quite a bit. Thought I picked this. There we are. If you're not familiar with it, what I'm referring to is not okay, so you're familiar with it. But for anybody else, it's not centering your subject up. Having them off to the side really changes the flow. But I also like capturing in-game stuff where it's not just action. It's just kind of some of the little animations that were put in. Like this is a character, her name's Grace, and she's checking her rifle. And to me, that's kind of cool. They added that detail in. And it didn't necessarily translate, but in the game, that the field felt really warm. So I'm going to make sure that the editing favors that. There's a lot of sunlight, which was cool. And I want this wheat to pop a little more, so tonal contrast adjustment will be good. It's amazing what that alone does. And Grace is our subject, so I'm going to brighten her up a little bit. And what she's doing with her rifle is the focus point. And contrast it up a little bit too. But I want to shrink it because it's affecting too much. All rules can be broken. No, that's absolutely correct, because there are times centering something up makes the most sense, or I totally agree. It's more of a suggestion, and sometimes breaking the rule is what makes the photograph that much more appealing. Absolutely agree there. All right, so I'm going to try some of that linear blur again, just to see about the edges here. Actually, maybe I can blur it out and follow the angle of her rifle. That might kind of produce a cool effect. I'm gonna keep that. Alright, so the original and where it's at now. I think I want to take some focus away from the wheat over in this right-hand corner. Take the brightness down a little bit. And the bottom left corner as well. Zaderol, what else are you doing today? Anything special? Anything fun? I think you mentioned Easter for yourself, but is it, you got any family stuff going on? Alright. I think I'm digging this. What else do we have here? Do I like that one or the other one I took that got the fence post out of the way? There we go. Do well. Sometimes I like having something in the foreground. So this first one has this big fence post, but I think it obscures too much. I want the focus to be on the fence line. Let's start editing. Changing the ambience here is going to make the moonlight that much brighter. I'm going to keep it cool, because moonlight's typically cool. Editing in Lightroom something. Your family's gone somewhere. So you get some time to yourself, then, is what you're saying. Which I enjoy. Alright, mid-tones are probably going to be really helpful here for that sky. Thanks, Spider. How you doing? Appreciate that. You had a hell of a stream last night. I'm not feeling this song either. Need some new music. Let's see. Curve this up a bit. That'll do. I'm going to up the saturation a bit more. And what else can we do here? That was very dull, and now it's got that cool moonlight vibe to it. All right, let's see. Again, dropping the brightness over here. Wonder if I can make Spider! What does that say? How many months is that, man? I need to put that in there. 10 months in a row. Love you, man. I'm pretty stoked. Just for reference, anybody that likes Blood Bowl or anything like that, Spider's a good friend of mine. And soon, we'll be unveiling some plans for a stream team that we put together with some good friends. Promoting positivity and inclusiveness. So more to come on that. We have a name, which is good, but we're working on just the final official details. All right, what was I doing here? Thanks again for that sub, Spider. What are you doing today? Anything fun? Anything good? Dude, when I was watching your stream last night, I was just the growth that you've had in the last year has been pretty solid. Proud of you, man. That's shows what hard work can do. You put a lot of effort into your stream. And just the improvement in the last years is pretty good. I don't want a vignette per se. Cool. Be careful in your run across town. Is it as big of a run as it was when you got that 49-inch monitor? That was fun. All right, so where we started, where we're at now, and I think I'm happy with it. Oh man, I'm gonna have to hit the head here soon. Take a yellow break. And Zaderol, Lightroom's pretty solid. I do have it, but I almost prefer the simplicity of Snapseed. This one's got a lot of brightness. Maybe I can just see what different levels of contrast look like here. Nope. All right, where do I want to take this? Ah, man, I wish the textures were a little higher res. If you can probably see the blur top and the split in the wood. I had multiple people that are newer to the stream in the last couple of weeks that said they love the way I stream. Oh, I have it set up. All right, Spider, be careful. Talk to you soon, man. Thank you again. All right. Wonder if... I'm not sure where to go with the saturation on this one. The ambience is kind of cool. I think I'll favor that because that light beam is so bright on that camera. There's not really much to enhance here. Textures, I was pretty zoomed in. Yeah, raw files are going to give you access to so many more variables here that color, brightness, everything. But while I have that option with NVIDIA Ansel, if a game doesn't support it, I don't get raw. But yes, a digital SLR in real life, not used to my microphone being there while I'm messing with a pen. Yeah, DSLR is going to be awesome, but in game you don't have that necessarily. I think contrast actually makes it look freaking worse because the texture quality is so poor. Man, This is barely salvageable. We'll try a blur on this one too. Just because quality is so bad. I can cover some of that up by shrinking the focus to just the camera. And I think a little bit bigger. Move it down. Increase it quite a bit. There you go. That's a little better. Definitely changed the feel of the shot. Do I want it to be warmer or? Whoa! Just zoomed in on me. I think that's about as far as I'm gonna be able to take this thing. I'm undoing the blur. Blur it up a little bit. Nah, not feeling that either. I don't think there's much else I can do to this. Let me mess with curves a little bit. Making it too bright. There we go. Wasn't happy with it before. But now I kind of like it. On the camera, in game. Come on. There we are. All right, I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick yellow break, get some more coffee as well. I'll be gone maybe 2 minutes. All right, be right back, guys. All right, dudes, I'm back with fresh coffee. That'll be solid. Ooh, that's hot. Gonna need a minute. All right, so we've done a shot of grace. Done that. Let's see. New song. I had this interesting framing happen with one of the main characters in the game. One of the main villains, I should say. Popped up. She randomly appears. And she managed to frame herself up in my helicopter I had just landed. Thought it was pretty cool. Contrast up. Getting low on pictures I want to edit, so I might have to get it back in game and take some more. I found that doing tonal contrast on anything with a sky in it really gets a little funky if you go too high. I try to focus. That would be a crying shame. How you doing, Blotter? How was your Sunday? Are you saying you want me to get in game and do some of that? Brighten her up a little bit. Because I could certainly have a good time playing as well. Now, what's interesting, you say Sunday chore day. Sunday is the day I refuse to do work unless I absolutely have to. I work hard enough Monday through Saturday. Life can just chill the hell out on Sunday. That's kind of just the way I see it, you know? And I understand I'm afforded that little luxury because I work from home. So like on a lunch break or something, or a stretch break, I can throw laundry in and have that doing throughout the day. I can fold laundry on a call if I don't have to physically do anything, just talk. So there's that. I get that. I love coffee too much. Is that possible? Is it possible, Tom? Let's see. I keep changing the contrast and stuff, but I don't want to darken the helicopter, but I want it to be more about her. Gosh, am I gonna have to blur everything out again? It's doable. Wow. Music's all over the place today. Come on. Systems. It's just a little Chromebook I'm doing this on. And it gets a little... You know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one this way. I don't know. I will save it the way I have it and see if I can manually add some blur later. Wait, your old headset at work? Quite a lot of range, so I frequently wander the office while talking. Yeah, watching baseball while working. I'm part of the mentality that just as long as you're getting your work, if your work is like XYZ and you're checking those boxes and you're getting it done, it shouldn't be too much of a focus on, you know, what else you do during the day. You know, if you're being paid to do a job and you're getting that job done, you're fulfilling your end of the bargain. And if you're getting more than what you're expected to get done, that's cool too. I'm definitely not, I don't subscribe to the Aston chair mentality. I don't expect it of the people that I manage, and I hope that it's not expected of me. Good old Hope County. Wonder if I could do tilt shift on this and make everything look extra tiny. Let's see. Is there a preset for that? I know blurring at a horizontal. That's weird. All right. I believe if I shrink this and apply that, it can really increase it. Makes everything look that much smaller for some reason. A little bit. Not feeling it. That's another thing, like telecommuting. Working from home, I'm happy that it's becoming a lot more acceptable. You just have to be, you know, if somebody's literally not pulling their weight, you cut the dead weight. But if people are able to do that, it's more beneficial for the company. It saves them on insurance, electricity, any other power for heating and cooling of a building. It's just better overall. And the happiness level that I have working from home is significant versus sitting in rush hour traffic all the time. Because I'm from St. Louis, and if I want to drive 20 miles in the morning, like at 7:30 in the morning, it's going to take me 45 minutes to an hour to do that. To do 20 miles. And that's just, it's crappy. So you figure 45 minutes times 2 or upwards, so an hour and a half to 2 hours of rush hour traffic every day really does not make a happy Chesky. It's for the birds. Oh, I'm telling you. Furnishing. Yeah, they save on that too. You know what office furniture costs? It's ridiculous. But yeah, I think more places need to go that route. And I think we'll see it. I think we're going to see a much higher adoption here in the next handful of years. We're gonna do some contrasty tones again. Managed to snag this shot while I was in a helicopter, so it's not the best framing, but is what it is. I think that's overdone. Undo. How are we looking here? Original here. No way, did I capture somebody outside? I did. I got the pastor outside. And hey, it's that pixelated because it's well, it's a preview of the image, not the actual export. But anyway, Yeah, I think this is the last one I'm gonna edit. Then I'm gonna go in game and grab some new shots. I want to select. That is the focal point. That's too bright. We will contrast to submit. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, and this system's getting a little laggy after doing this for so long. Take it. All right. I think we're good there. Let me look one more time. See if I have anything else I wanted to do this time. And that was a kind of a cool shot, but we've done a lot today, as far as that's concerned. Yeah, I think I got most of them. I'll mess with more later. Boop. All right, I'm gonna switch over to my desktop. Shut this down. Sorry, I'm moving some cables around. And let me mute so